I think everybody should work on a movie set. It's like camp, and you realize how different you are, but also how much you have in common.
In 2017, Lena Waithe made history when she became the first African-American woman to win an Emmy for outstanding comedy writing for Master of None. She is an actor, a director, a writer. Since then, she's launched her own brand new show. She's been actively giving women and queer voices opportunities on set and in writers' rooms. Oh, and in some spare time, she also starred in this new blockbuster by Steven Spielberg called Ready Player One. Lena has gone from being a sitcom-obsessed kid growing up on the south side of Chicago to being one of the most prominent voices of change in today's movie-making business. Thanks so much for doing this. Really appreciate it. I'm Mark. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So you've been quite vocal and active around the issues around Me Too and Time's Up, and I was curious for you, what would success look like in a year's time? What would you like to see, the big change?
I mean, I think a big thing is to have people of color and women in positions of power and make it so that things are equal. And I think until we can put people in positions of power, nothing's gonna change. And I think when you have people of color or women in hiring positions, they're more likely to hire people that are just more diverse and look more like the society in which we live.
My LGBTQIA family, I see each and every one of you. The things that make us different, those are our superpowers. Every day when you walk out the door, put on your imaginary cape and go out there and conquer the world, because the world would not be as beautiful as it is if we weren't in it.
In your Emmy speech, you gave a great moment where you said, "I see you." And I'm wondering, the first time you ever watched a movie or a TV show where you felt seen?
Well, ironically, I think it was in The Color Purple.
He don't never ask me how I feel, just climb on top of me. Do his business.
Do his business? Do his Well, Miss Celie, you sound like he going to the toilet on you.
That's what it feel like.
Watch the two women share such an intimate moment for the first time was quite fascinating for me. I didn't know why at the time because I was really young when I saw The Color Purple for the first time. But as I got older, I realized how important that image and those images were for me to see as a young woman of color who happened to be queer. And so it really had a huge impact on me.
She could actually be a 300-pound dude who lives in his mama's basement in suburban Detroit. And her name is Chuck.
What do you think it would have meant for you if, when you were 8, 9, 10 years old, to be able to see you in a massive blockbuster on movie posters? What do you think it would have meant to you as a young girl?
I mean, I think it would have meant a lot. I think also I wouldn't know the level of impact it was going to have on me. I think sometimes when kids see images, they're not aware of how it's affecting them. They just are taking them in. So I think for the kids that are seeing Black Panther, the kids that are seeing Wrinkle in Time, the kids that will come to see Ready Player One and see me on the big screen, I don't know if they know the long-term effects it's gonna have on them, but I think they'll be positive, and I think seeing yourself in the culture is extremely important, because when you're absent from the culture, it means that you don't exist, it means that you don't matter. And so I think it's really good that kids now have a wide variety of movies to go see that are good as well as inclusive.
A lot of the work that we've seen you in before, you're kind of quite naturalistic, and I'm wondering, what do you learn about yourself as a performer when you put on a mocap suit for the first time and you're playing the Iron Giant for a minute?
Right. I mean, well, the biggest thing was to really use every corner of your imagination. We literally were in a white space, not unlike this, in like Velcro suits, and we needed Steven to guide us. It was like we all had blindfolds on, and he was taking our hands, letting us know where to go and where to stand and where to be, which really required a lot of trust. And we already trusted him, already, but...
He's Steven Spielberg. You assume you trust him.
So you just have no choice but to dream things up because you really cannot see it in front of you. And I think, and even when we got to the live action part, we were like, man, we missed the mocap days, because where you could just imagine what you were doing. Ma, I'm gay.
You and your fiancé have been quite active with the LGBT centre here in LA, and I know there is a big issue with kids, young LGBTQI kids, being kicked out by their parents. If you could say anything to the parents that have chucked out their kids, what would you say to those parents?
I mean, I think it's really important that they see their children as their children, seeing them as they did the day they were born. I think there's this element of, oh, things are going to change or things are shifted. No, not really. You know, I think what I always want to tell parents and kids is that we all really are more alike than we are different. And I think that's the biggest thing, is to really normalize the queer community, so that way it doesn't feel like they're queer, so to speak. I think that is really the issue, is that people think that, oh, they're different or they're not like me. And the truth is, if you walk into a gay couple's home with kids on a Saturday morning, you walk into a heterosexual home's with kids on a Saturday morning, everybody's
chaos
gonna be
in both
tired.
houses.
Exactly,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be tired. They're really identical, you know, in terms of stress level, in terms of busyness, in terms of frustrations. But I think people have to really look closely to see that we're a lot more alike than we are different.
Some black people think being gay is a choice. And when they find out that their kid is gay, they try to figure out what they did wrong.
Gay Martin's white. His parents did the same thing.
Yeah, but it's more intense for black folks. All right, so everything's a contest for us. And your kids are like trophies. Me being gay is like tarnishing her trophy.
Pop culture helps to educate people about what the world is and what we can be and who we are. But I really do also think that we sometimes can help change the world rather than just reflecting it. Because that's the tough part. A lot of people want to do it, but they don't know how. So I think for me, what I really want to do is give people the tools they need to learn how to write, how to direct, how to act, all those things. So that way, if they have that dream, they can actually accomplish it.
Just lastly, before I let you go, have you let Vin Diesel know that he's now the second best Iron Giant?
Not yet.
You should
But
let him
when
know.
I see him, I'll be sure to tell him.
Yeah. Lena, absolute pleasure to talk to you. Have the best day. Enjoy
Thank you,
it.
you too.
Thanks so much
bro.
for coming.
Of course, thanks for having me.